Welcome to Marketing Without the Marketing, where I teach you soft touch marketing techniques that you can use for your own small business from me, a practitioner. My name is Michael Bosey. Happy you can be with me here today. And I got a couple more episodes left in the season. And what I want to talk about is advertising. Last week I got into Facebook, which is an advertising platform, not a social media platform. Left a link in the show notes for you to check that out if you like. And I just read this book by Andrew Essex. I have it right here on my shelf. It's called The End of Advertising, Why It Had to Die and the Creative Resurrection to Come. Left a link in the show notes for you because awesome. I would totally recommend this if you're doing any sort of advertising at all, whether that is through an agency or doing it yourself or via Facebook or any other sort of social ad platform. This stuff is changing fast, both from the ad platform standpoint, but also in the way that consumers react to advertising. Now, in this book, towards the end, the author has a manifesto of sorts called 10 Principles for Better Advertising, page 205 to 208. And there were a couple things in here that really got me thinking and extending the author's commentary on this. And that's what I want to talk about today. You can read the book yourself or whatever, but I want to key in on one thing that he said. So let me quote from this. Of his 10 principles for better advertising, number 8 is, quoting Andrew Essex, measure what actually matters. How about calculating the real damage incurred by being annoying? Traditional ROI metrics put us in this predicament, so let's fundamentally redefine ROI. It's time for the industry to toss out our old reporting techniques and invent an entirely new measurement system rooted in hearts and minds and humanity. No one actually pays a price for making bad ads. Imagine if we could precisely calculate the long-term cost of your irritating people. Awesome, right? No one actually pays a price for making bad ads. I love that so much. I just love this concept because immediately it makes me think of carbon offset credits. The ad people are probably not going to stop, right? There are too many systems in place that rely on ad revenue, and they may watch those revenues sink into oblivion, or they may shift that spend to other platforms, TV to Facebook, for instance. But if they don't stop, how do we mitigate their effects, right? What if we made them pay advertising offset credits to compensate for the negative effects of ad pollution? And why not, right? I mean, polluters purchase carbon offset credits, which are reinvested into green initiatives, right? They get a clear conscience in return and loads of goodwill, or at least they hope, right? That's why they're doing it in the first place. So why not advertising offset credits? I mean, ads pollute the environment, right? If we're constantly exposed to awful content, it takes a toll on us. And maybe not our physical health, or maybe it does, but definitely our mental well-being. Constantly prodding on our desires, highlighting our inadequacies, turning us into a bucket of needs. They're bad for us. They're not honest. They treat us like a bag of flesh attached to a credit card. And look, no one will mind at all if an ad is creative, genuine, and, adds something to your life. But it's the ones that just interrupt you for no reason at all. Well, there is a reason, of course, because they have a need. It's not the same as yours, though, right? And where the admen go wrong is in thinking about themselves instead. In other words, not, hey, is it good for the consumer, but is it good for me or my company? Totally self-serving. And this is the big issue, and it's the differentiator between a good ad and a bad one, right? Was it serving me, the consumer, or was it only serving you, the advertiser? When you interrupt me from what I wanted to do, that's self-serving. When I'm watching a TV program and you force me to sit through an ad that I don't want to see, that I'm not interested in, or for instance, when they disable fast forwarding in playback, that's aggressive. You're stealing my time. And I get that this is the deal, right? You sponsored the program and you feel like you paid to get my attention. But there's two big issues with this. First, I wasn't really a part of this transaction, right? You paid a middleman in hopes that you'd get my attention. You didn't earn that attention, and there's no guarantee that you'll get it anyway. It's a transaction that happened without my consent as a consumer. It doesn't matter if that's the deal with paid advertising for TV, radio, the internet, whatever. You still don't have my permission. I don't grant you my attention. I'm unwilling. Second, in the off chance that I do give you a chance, why do you squander it? Why are you creating insipid, sanitized content that won't do anything to move me? Right? Why do you interrupt me and just start talking about your product in a self-serving way that offers no value to me as a consumer? Now, when you get right down to it, that just amounts to shouting. Here's my product. No attempt at connection. No attempt at bringing me value instead as a consumer. Now, look, this may have worked in the past, and it may still be working to some degree right now, but this is changing fast. The path to purchase is know, like, trust. Trust is the first to go. Keep annoying me. That's the quickest way to get rid of trust. When I see you being self-serving out there, and like is not very far behind. Keep at it. Go ahead. Over and over again. Make sure that the ads are boring as hell, and just as a bonus, make sure they're intrusive too. That's the best way to extinguish like. Now you're left with know. I know you as a brand. Awesome. I know a lot of people, and I like and trust them more than you now. So congrats, you've driven away a customer. Do this enough, you've killed your own business. Super easy to do. You have all the tools right there. The cool thing is you can kill your business now at scale. So maybe advertising offset credits would work, right? So look, what if the deal was something like this? As an advertiser, I say, hey, look, I know I have to annoy you. I have to make you aware of my product. How else am I going to do that? But look, I pay these advertising offset credits that go towards good projects, like, for instance, public infrastructure repairs, supplemental school supplies for kids so that teachers don't have to pay for them themselves, or planting trees in your local parks, whatever. You get the idea. Maybe that would help. Or you could just stop annoying me. The internet is teeming with possibility for ways to reach me as a consumer. Find another way. Get clever. There's another way to reach me besides interrupting me and yelling at me. It's pretty simple. I mean, it just seems to me that constantly interrupting me to talk about yourself is not exactly the best way to get me to like you. Now, I can teach you these soft touch techniques, same ones that I teach to my clients every day, week after week. If you're listening to this in an app, just go to controlmousemedia.com to learn a little bit more. I've got tons of free help, including this podcast. I've got some inexpensive help in the form of an online course to do this. And yes, of course, I've got the more expensive one-on-one training, but only if you're ready for that. Look, you don't have to be annoying, right? Be beloved instead. It's a much better posture. It looks good on you. And it's way more effective for your business too. So thank you for listening. I really, really appreciate your attention, as I always do. It's a gift to me to have your attention, which I know is worth a lot. Next episode, next week, the season finale. Looking forward to it. Another really great concept that I'd like to dive into, and we'll see you there.